what we're going to do is talk about physical assistance techniques, which means the parts of the body that we support a person and the parts of our body that we provide the support. So with us, our provision of support is with our chest, which is our trunk area, our arms, and our hands, flat hands. No squeezing or pinching the person. With the individual, the key points of control are pelvis, trunk, and head. So in this case, we're going to be focusing more on the pelvis and trunk because obviously Spring is supporting her own head. If not, then I would need to provide that support, or she would have a head support piece. So what we're going to do is demonstrate where everyone's hands go. And what I want you to do is think about the sequence that we're doing things as well. In order to get the correct sequence, there really needs to be like a practice session or a discussion or something in advance so everybody's just not walking in grabbing a hold of different parts of this person. So we have already discussed it. If we had staff instructions, we would absolutely have reviewed those and been trained on them by a clinician. So Joanna, if you'll come in, what we're going to do, just demonstrate how to support someone in scooting them forward. So in order to do that, I need to get my hand placements first. Part of that reasoning is sometimes some of our individuals are wearing a belt across their pelvis, which is, if it's provided for custom wheelchairing or custom seating, it's referred to as a pelvic positioning device or a PPD. So what I need to do is get my handholds to permit the other staff that's supporting to unhook the pelvic positioning device, and then they'll support the pelvis area. So I'm going to get my handholds. And generally, it's at the forearm area. And I, too, need to remember to use my body mechanics. So I have my handholds. Now it's important for, if there were a PPD, she would remove that. This is very, very tiresome to hold body mechanics. So what we're going to do, Joanna has her hands placed at the person's pelvis, her forearms at the person's thighs. Sometimes they get stuck under the thighs a little bit, kind of pushed, depending on how much support that person needs. So on 3, we're going to go to the side on an angle. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, part of that reasoning is so that I can get heart to heart. My back needs to be, my chest needs to be against her back. So now what we want to do is help this person scoot forward. And it might take more than one scoot, and that's okay. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and more. And part of the reasoning why we had to bring her out as far as we did is to enable the person at the pelvis area to get directly above the buttocks and below the buttocks. What we don't want is the support staff holding on to the person's knees and not the buttocks. So here in this position, what you see is that the person's pelvis and trunk and her head, if needed, is fully supported. That being said, this is the end of the physical assistance technique demonstration.